Finding empowerment, embracing layers, yeah. We get to feel.
Hello, Melissa Crook here, back with you on another one-on-one session with me here on the Field Podcast. I'm glad to have you here with me today. Today, we're going to talk about the boundary blueprint. And this one is an interesting one because the word boundary has different impacts on people. Some people really like the word, some people don't. So if the word boundary triggers you in any way, think of it another way. Think of it as a platform blueprint. Think of it as a framework blueprint, a way you want to, like a calendar blueprint, where you want your life to be guided by very clear yeses and nos of who you're giving your time to, where you're giving your time to, what you're allowing in your life, what you're not allowing in your life in terms of energy and attitude and impact. I mean, those kinds of things. So there's different ways to think about it. So don't let, if the word boundaries triggering for you, don't let that get in your way. Come up with a new word that works for you. But what it's really for is if you are feeling like you're overgiving, you're overworking, you're saying yes when you really want to say no, and you want to reclaim your power unapologetically. What happens so many times is we say yes because we don't want someone to feel bad. We say yes because we think someone expects us to. We say yes because we don't want to disappoint or be rejected by someone. And then if we do say no, we are over explaining out of guilt or trying to justify, when simply no period is a full sentence. And you don't have to justify choosing what's aligning with you, choosing what's healthiest for you. So many times we think when someone presents a good option or a good opportunity to us, well, it's good, so I must say yes. No, there are plenty of good things out there. That doesn't mean they're all for you all the time. And so this boundary blueprint really helps you get those things in alignment, get your life feeling back under like it's in alignment and in control, and you're spending your energy on time, on places that really fill your cup. You're not looking at your calendar every day going, ugh, or feeling nauseous or tired or having a headache or wanting to go back to bed. And listen, we all have these things that we have to do in our daily lives that we don't love. None of us love scrubbing a toilet, but it's necessary. So I'm talking about the energy and time we give to people in our friendships, in our workspaces, in our communities, how much time we're giving away versus how much time we're using to fill our own cups to make sure we're not giving from a depleted, empty vessel. And so what the blueprint does is it helps you learn how to confidently set and communicate boundaries without guilt. It helps you understand how your health, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, is tied to your limits and your needs. We all have limits and we ignore those. And so really listening to our bodies when she's telling us, we're at our max point, or, I think that should be a no. I was literally having this conversation with a friend last night where another friend has presented an opportunity to her. And it sounds really good on paper. And when she talked to her about it, but even though she knows in her, like logically, it sounds good, there's something inside her that's telling her, making her feel hesitant. And I'm like, listen to that, pay attention to that. This sounds like a good thing, but there's some things about it that make me question. And so I kind of presented that, my side to her, and gave her another opinion, but it was really inviting her, like, that's a clue. So paying attention to those things and giving credence to that. Practicing scripts and strategies for navigating difficult conversations. Practicing it in front of the mirror, writing out talking points. So many times these conversations we imagine in our heads end up being in our heads a lot worse than they actually end up being when we have them, but navigating them. And if you need help and support on this, again, this is something you can work with me one-on-one on. The links will be in our show notes and on our resources page of how to do that if you need some more practice with this. If these tips I'm giving you today are like, these sound great, but I need some more support, I'm here to help you with that. So don't worry about that. We can help you with that if you need to. But these are also things, try them and see how they feel for you, how they work with you. Do it with a partner, but go in there with a plan. And then it helps you to build a values aligned filter. Going back to my friend and I's conversation for what gets your yes and what gets your no. And there's two really important rules here, or principles is a better word, that apply that I've learned from guests over the years. And one is that whatever you're saying yes to, you're saying no to something else. So make sure you're okay with that thing you're saying no to, and make sure it's not always you that you're saying no to. Number two, do not give a yes immediately. Give yourself 24 hours minimum to go home, check your calendar, talk to your family, talk to your boss, talk to your friends, your community, whoever's going to be impacted by you saying yes to this, and what is it going to impact that you've already said yes to. So giving yourself 24 hours to really minimum to examine whether this actually fits, or if it does fit and there's something else that needs to be adjusted. So those are two really helpful principles. And then lastly, when you decide it's a no, you don't have to over explain or justify. And if they have trouble with that, you just kindly ask them to honor your decision, that you've made it thoughtfully. And that might kind of give you an indication too, if they have trouble with it, if you want to be connected with them in this kind of work in the future, or this kind of time in the future, if they need some different healthy boundaries around that relationship, if they're not willing to honor your boundary with this. So those are some things that it can really deliver. And then the results are, when you do this, when you put this time into it and think about it in this way and are willing to trust yourself in this way, it gives you a clear, unapologetic system for honoring your energy, protecting your time, building deeper, more authentic relationships, and you'll feel more respected, more powerful, and more free. And that is the hope for all of us all the time. Now, this sounds like, again, like I said earlier, like this boundary blueprint sounds like a great idea, Melissa, but in reality, I am a chronic people pleaser. I suffer with codependency. There's some things I'm really challenged with here. I've got a lot of guilt. Let's get together and talk. Let's get together and work one-on-one, and let me help you find what's already inside of you. We just need to help you tap into that and trust that. And how to do that, go to that contact form. The links to the boundary blueprint work with me are in the show notes, but hopefully this gives you some things to think about today. And my challenge for you this week is simply, when someone asks you to do something or to participate in something or give your time or energy in any way to something, give yourself a minimum of 24 hours before you say yes to it. Honor yourself in that way. You are worthy, you are valuable, and you get to choose. Don't ever forget that. Go to embracinglayers.com and fill out that contact form if you need more help and support with me on this. Check out this boundary blueprint information on our website, but hopefully this gets you on the road to really honoring your time, honoring your energy, and honoring where it is you're really aligned to be living your life. Take good care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time here on the Feel Podcast.